just a little later.
Oh, okay. Well, we may just have the business portion of the meeting linked. If she gets here in time. So let's see, then just a quick president's report. And as most of you know, this has been an extraordinary busy month or two for me. And I am happy to report that I'm beginning to train people with the paper to take over what I'm doing, and I should be back in full stride within a month. So I think, and when I think, you know, and when I think I'm doing a horrible job, then I think of poor Exmoor, which not only did not, we found out they didn't put together the 3 club, we'll come to that. But there was no grant, there's no district grant this year.
Ah,
No 3 club, was no proposal.
Yeah, they didn't make a proposal. Ooh. And then we've been going back and forth on the price. And I'm not gonna report on the price of the dinner, the district governor's dinner, because we're not entirely sure what it's gonna be. But they goofed. I goofed up part of it, but they goofed up more of it. And my goof was quoting people they sent us around proposal, and it said $31 for dinner, and that's what I was pointing. And below, it had taxes and tips. And it didn't, and so we're gonna be on the hook for probably $7, maybe $8 per guest. And the we do need to review the guest policy, and that's gonna be under, or the no-show policy, sorry. And that's gonna be under business. But there are all sorts of other expenses that were included in the proposal.
I mean, you're waiting room.
And so they're sending us kind of revised bills.
Don't start a whole lot of background.
And as Paul, it's really nice to have the institutional memory of Paul, who pointed out that 4 years ago, we handled the district meeting, had failed to calculate add in some additional charges, and what we asked the Exmoor Club to pay, they said no. So we're going to calculate what we think is fair, and then we're going to send it back to them, reminding them of their vote 4 years ago, and asking them what should be done. And we'll let them come back and thank you. I am, if we bury this hatchet, that would be nice. But we'll see. We're gonna put the ball on their court.
You got a little vindictiveness in you, don't you?
Yes. Well,
sorry.
It was like,
For a minute.
I'm sorry.
my grandmother
Just sit there.
was wonderful.
I didn't do my job. Get these out.
You put the knife in, but just a little bit, and then you put some salve on it, and then you put it in a little deeper, and you put some more salve on it, and then you twist it, and you put more salve on it.
That's about the first time we haven't had this grant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So at any rate, so I haven't blown anything.
Maybe one.
and the president of that club is the same president as last year, so we should have known.
Been doing it 2 years in a
It
row.
is.
Is this the third year?
No.
It is what it is. He also did the district. I mean, it just begins to sound to me as if he's not getting the support.
Sorry. No.
Well, we know that.
Oh,
It's
thank
always
you.
been a,
It's always
Thank
been
you.
that.
It's always been
it's always
that.
been a difficult club.
Oh, really? Okay. So, I would like, on that note, I will say, one of the issues that has come up both with the recently is what to do with no-shows. People who,
Could I ask you another,
Yeah.
a follow-up question though, before
Yeah.
you leave that first topic? Should we send them anything at this point, or should
yeah,
we
if
just?
you'll give me your estimate, well, if you'll do the calculations, I'll take it from there. And I don't know if I'm gonna, and I think I'm gonna call, I might even go over and see Tony and,
Okay.
and talk to him.
Okay.
And at the very least, they are not going to get, well, at any rate, we'll see how it goes.
Alright.
But at any rate, but that
Okay,
would
so
be
you will
great.
handle it at this point, I don't need to send an
Well,
email.
I don't have the number. So
Well,
what
I'll
I,
send, okay,
I want to be able to go to Tom and say, this is what we think we owe.
okay.
This is what you think we owe. What can we, but what do you think we should do? Oh, and keep this big history. So, and we'll just make them, at the very least, we're gonna make them
Right.
sweat. So, so at any rate,
Do we actually have to pay the taxes?
Yeah.
Taxes?
Yeah.
Well, they
Yeah.
paid the
I-
taxes because they
thought we
haven't
were-
gone to the trouble of getting their
Oh,
tax
I
exempt certificate like we have.
oh, you're kidding?
Yes, that's what's happened. Yeah, because we don't pay taxes.
They paid the taxes, well,
Your stupidity.
Oh.
It's your stupidity.
It is their stupidity because they at least, they should have asked us just to make the reservation. Then it would have gone to us and then they wouldn't have had, then they could have paid us. But we also would have asked the right questions and we would have gotten the, advertised the right number.
as we did last year, we handled it last year. And we did the whole dinner last year for $36 and some cents. And Chuck and I did. We told them exactly what it was gonna be before the meeting, before they had to give their reservations. And it was the same after the meeting. And what's happened this year is they sent him a quote from the club of this is how much it was gonna be. And that totaled to about $39 a person, $39 and some cents,
Including the stuff.
including the taxes
Yeah.
and tip. That wasn't unreasonable. It was 36, 39, that's inflation. But then the final bill we got was for $46 per person. Because then the club sent them another bill, for use of the room and setup fees and their payments for their people and all. And we already knew all that in advance last year, and we negotiated it, and we had the total payment, and that was all included in $36.
Yeah, we had to charge like the napkins and
Right.
the.
Yeah, the same thing, but that came after the fact this time.
Right.
So the total, so they're now charging us $46 a person after their first quote was 39 something. And
Oh, and the district governors, you always
And-
think of the
and-
district
and-
governor's meal, but they miscalculated the number in his party and so they reserved
and the
3
district
meals.
governor had told Tommy that he liked to invite his 2 companions in the leadership of the district. And it was assumed that their spouses would come. So that was 6 more meals that had to be paid for. So he charged each club for 2 more meals. And last year we just charged for 1 other meal. The district governor came alone and each club had to pay for a third of 1 meal. Now we have 2 more meals at $46 per. So it all,
Right. It's all in the works and
It's
we'll
all-
report back when we.
but yeah,
To be
It
honest,
does.
though, it is a bit of a difficult task to get all that done.
It is.
It's kind of-
Especially if you're the only one that's doing it.
Yeah,
Oh, you know something, and I think I'm all in favor of clubs bending over backwards to help each other. And I don't, it's not great reflection on them that they're asking us for more money. I don't think it's a ton, and we can do it in supporting another club. I'd like to.
Yeah.
But the notion that 4 years ago they said no when we were in the same bind.
4 years ago,
We are going to remind them of this.
yeah, and again, part of the problem, Bill, to your point that one person was handling it. 4 years ago in our club, one person handled it.
Yeah.
You remember this situation.
Curtis?
Now.
You said 4 years ago?
And it wasn't because he couldn't
Inside
get help,
joke.
he didn't ask for any help.
Yeah.
And he just did it all, and the price ended up being very high, and our club absorbed most of it. And their club in particular, we decided what a fair fee would be for the Nancock Club and the Exmoor Club to pay. The Nancock Club paid it. The Exmoor Club played a lesser amount. That's it.
Very good. This does bring up the issue of no-shows. And how, and I can tell you how Paul and I have kind of agreed that we're gonna do it. And I don't think it needs a vote, but I do want the board to know. So this last discussion is perhaps a good segue, because food prices have become significant, restaurant prices have become significant. And I don't think people realize that. I think some of the hesitation that we've run into with the social on Saturday and trying to get people to come was based on, I don't want to pay $47, something like that, $47
Come
per
here.
guest. But look what, it was 46 per head for the district governor's meal. So we all need to sort of recalibrate a little bit, but because these prices have become significant, and because we pay for any member who attends, we get left with a significant tab by people who reserve seats at these events and then don't show. And if we don't, my feeling is if there isn't some sort of penalty, then they'll do it again. I mean, it's just a learning experience. We need to make this a learning experience. And so I think it's fair to bill if a member reserves a seat for themselves, then doesn't show up, then they have to pay for that seat.
Did they say anything about not showing up? Like emergency or something?
Yeah, that's the difference, I think, Bill.
Okay.
If they have an excuse, but that's a good.
A valid excuse.
Yes, a note.
All right. So all right, so they'll be, okay.
I mean,
I think that makes
I mean,
sense,
something
don't
like-
you?
Yeah, and then they should tell you
Oh, yeah, it's gotta be
before
ahead
the
of
next
time.
quarterly
Yeah.
billing, if they had a valid excuse.
Okay.
If it was a true emergency.
I mean,
Right.
and not something like, well, I forgot my wife made dinner reservations
Yeah.
at another place.
No,
Sorry.
Yeah, we.
life or death situation.
Wouldn't
Again,
you want
if I-
to know that
If I can
before?
share,
Oh, yeah, you're gonna tell people right before the
if I
event.
can share some institutional memory here, we have in the past had the policy that if you said you were coming to an event and that meant that we had to pay for you and you didn't show, you were billed.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that has happened in the past in our club. It's not altogether new.
Okay.
And what we basically have said is that the club will pay for members who come.
I see.
They
Right.
they won't pay for members just because they
That's a
said they were
good
gonna
twist.
come.
Okay.
And their guests also will have to be
Yes,
included in that,
right,
the ones who don't come.
right, right.
But
All right.
Jackie, as you said, just notify before you do any.
Yeah, and it'd be valid. The reason makes good sense.
Yeah,
Good.
we probably should be a little more explicit on that in the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have no problem with charging those people now.
Okay,
Great.
okay.
Well, this has been a helpful discussion. Is there any other, does anyone else wish to add anything? And I think what I'll do is I'll announce it just at the meeting, so.
Okay,
everybody
this is a
knows.
policy going forward, not this Saturday, all right?
No, we were
Yeah,
gonna-
if they
Well,
reserved,
we were planning to
yeah.
apply it to the governor's dinner and to
December.
this upcoming social.
Would it
Well, I mean,
be,
if it's been a part, it's sort of an unstated rule. I mean, I shouldn't say an unstated rule. It was a rule, and it was a stated rule, pre-COVID. Then we went into COVID, everyone forgot, but it's still a rule. So I don't even think it's retroactive.
But just, maybe I'm not clear. So this Friday, sort of a special event, is
Saturday.
it, or
Saturday.
Saturday, is it gonna go by the same rules?
Yeah.
Just like the
Yes.
free, club dinner that our dues pay for that?
Yep.
If you,
Yeah.
if you're a member who comes,
Even if
you
you're
will
on
be
a
paid for it.
non-meal contract? Like, right now, I don't pay for meals.
Yes.
Because I don't eat it.
It's a special event.
special event.
Okay,
You have to pay.
I wasn't clear on that.
Well, sometimes in the past that we have charged non-participating members for social events.
Yeah,
But that wasn't stated this time and no, we did go up on the non-participating dues as well. Some of that because of higher meal fees and some of it because of higher dues that we have to pay district and international. But I think it's enough. And we have, a surplus in our operating budget that I think we can pay for non-participating.
okay.
I
Well, I
think
guess
it
what
doesn't happen very often.
What I'm getting at is when we have these special events, and it sounds like we're gonna have more, make sure people.
Right, that needs to be
know
made clear.
Yeah,
So what is our policy on the going forward? Is the club going to pay for non-participating lunch? No,
For the
they
time-
have to pay, but we will this, we will this time.
That's
Is
a
that
board
what you're saying?
decision. That's a board decision. I mean, that's not a decision for me to make, but it's certainly for this coming event, non-participating members can come and the club will pay for them.
Okay.
Because we didn't say otherwise.
All right, we can't take a
But
vote,
it could be a. it
but
could
is
be
that
a,
kind of the consensus?
it could-
Is everyone comfortable with that?
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm fine with it either way. I just wanna know what the rules.
Right. Now, related to this and that I think I can bring up and see if we just have a consensus. I noticed that at least one, what's it called? One person who's an honorary member came to the event in June. All right, and that was fine. I was delighted to see him and all, and the club paid for his. And it occurred to me, and I asked Joan after she'd sent out the invitation to this coming social, did you invite all the honorary members as well? And she said, well, yes, I did because they're on the roll.
Oh, good.
And I said, well, I don't know that the honorary members should all be invited to come for free to all of our socials.
They don't pay any. dues.
Once upon a time, we invited spouses
Yeah,
of deceased members.
Wow.
yeah.
Deep pockets.
For
the Christmas.
So I said,
Yeah.
well, I'm not sure. I think that should be a board decision whether the board wants honorary members to be invited to all the socials. And very rarely do they come. And is it fair, for honorary members to have their social attendance paid?
Thoughts?
I kind of agree with Paul.
Yeah, I do too.
That they should not pay for it.
No, that they should pay.
Oh, that they should pay.
It's
Right,
a-
I mean,
If I were an honorary
it's-
member, I think I would.
That's a
They don't pay
financial
this,
one
they
because
don't
we're
pay
getting a
that.
lot of honorary members now,
Yeah.
although Holly came back in.
So it can-
We have about 7-member exposure.
But a lot of them are out of town and a lot of them,
A
you
lot
know.
of some are dead.
They don't need as much.
But you know, you're doing this for the future too, in case you increase honorary members,
That's
going to
right.
be a drag on.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So,
May I say something about the three Rotary groups? This is not your first experience with this thing happening, the money thing and the charges and the rate that you're supposed to pay. You've had experience with this in the past, and you have changing officers. And so if you
Hold on,
happen to
Jack.
leave, we're gonna be missing a whole lot of stuff because you
Oh,
got all
Bill.
this in your head.
still have Bill.
Well,
And,
So-
It's
and
a
I-
model.
Right,
yeah,
and that's, we have two bills, yeah, the two
Graham.
bills.
we got three with Murphy.
And Murphy.
Yeah,
Really,
Murphy's
he
good,
also had
yeah.
Burgess too. But every-
As he looks at the ceiling.
Okay, but so what I'm saying is, shouldn't something be done or some thought be given to,
Writing it down.
yes,
Oh, yeah. Who's
Memorializing
gonna
it.
read it, Jack?
well, the treasurer it should be somewhere in the minutes or in the bylaws or something that you look at.
Jeffrey's
No,
gonna write it
No,
down.
I'm not gonna write it down because you all are all adults and you
No,
all
but
can figure out how to do
If
this.
Dolores has it, she'll put it in there.
Yeah, but you know, nobody's gonna know what day to go back to see it. It's gotta be on your Dropbox, first thing on that page. I'm just being facetious here.
Is this being recorded?
Yeah,
It is.
yeah, yeah, all of it.
Good.
It is being recorded.
Oh, you
Yeah.
said-
That way you can get the minutes.
Yeah, holy cow. Dolores, thank you. All right, so honorary members, we're gonna invite them, but they will have to pay for themselves and their stuff.
In the future.
In the
Mhm.
future.
I don't know if anybody's responded to this one or not.
Okay.
Reggie, has anybody?
Let's
I'm not
see.
aware.
Oh, the last item, oh, I'm sorry, this was all the president's report, but thank you, this has been very helpful. Wide ranging, but very helpful, and I wish only to say the songbook, Alan, has gone to press.
All right.
On the press, I
Hey,
would.
Jim,
Yeah.
can you
They're down
address
at Waterford?
the
Yeah.
Zoom observer,
Yes.
Sorry.
The
Zoom.
We can.
the Betty Bivens thing?
Oh, yes.
'Cause she
Well,
wants to
that's
get
gonna
back,
require a
yeah.
vote.
Right, thank
That's
you
gotta
very
have a
much.
vote.
Yeah, we were gonna bring it up for vote, but
We can
we'll-
discuss it.
yeah, we'll discuss it, we'll vote it a later. So the question is whether the club should grant an attendance credit to members who miss a meeting in person, but view a meeting on the internet.
Zoom.
So
Later.
does viewing
Later.
later,
They're not there at the Zoom meeting.
not there at the Zoom meeting, but they view it later.
Well,
And
it's the same thing as being in a Zoom meeting.
I think it's,
Watching
I
the
think,
thing.
No,
So-
it
No,
isn't, because you can interact.
well, yes,
Well,
but,
yeah, but I mean, how much interaction is
But-
actually done?
but Bill, the, Mark,
I'm gonna
um,
give up early.
Mark comes to Zoom,
White flag?
Mark comes to Zoom meetings. He puts his picture up there or whatever, his name,
Mhm.
and you never hear a peep from him. And he gets credit for attending.
yes. All right.
And if I think my thought is that first of all, let's be clear about who asked for this. Betty Bivens asked for it, and she and I had a meeting yesterday, and we talked about it some more. And Bill Murphy was there. And Betty says, I'm going to be traveling a lot in the next couple of months, and then I'm going to be back, and I'm going to be, there at the meetings. And she said she'd be at today's meeting, but starting the next couple of months, she's going to be traveling a lot. And she says, often I really want to keep abreast of what's going on in the club. And I'm gonna attend Zoom meetings when I can, but there may be, a time I might be, it might be impossible for me to attend the Zoom meeting, but I might watch it, as soon, the next couple of days when Bill puts it on YouTube and sends out a notice. And she did that last week. And so she said, she just thought it would be fair if she got credit. Now, and as a practical matter, it doesn't make much difference. It's just a matter of record keeping, and it's a matter of what we report to the district as far as our attendance is concerned. And if Betty wanted to go for, perfect attendance or something, which nobody in our club has done in many years, that would help with that too. But I can't see any good reason not to allow it, because it's not of much personal benefit to the member to get credited for attending the meeting. It really is more to the club's benefit in the report to the district.
It's a
And
false
and I
report.
think that as long as if they
A false
attended,
report.
if they watched the Zoom meeting within a week of the meeting, before the next meeting, and reported that to the president and the secretary, then that wouldn't complicate our
Don't
bookkeeping
write that
much.
down.
It wouldn't complicate our bookkeeping
You can
much.
write down what you want.
Yeah.
And it would help with our monthly report to the district, and Betty would be happy.
If I could chime in, my thoughts are not to make this known to the whole club. There's no purpose.
Oh,
I
well,
would
no
rather
kidding.
it be
I
a
think-
one-off thing.
You think that's that's
No,
fair?
you gotta be transparent.
Yeah.
You gotta be transparent.
That is a
Well, no, what do you mean?
misrepresentation. It is a total misrepresentation. You are not at the meeting by watching it on Zoom. If Zoom weren't in existence, what would you do? How would you attend the meeting? Yeah, it is here now, but it's a false count.
Well,
It incents people to, oh, I don't have to come back to any more meetings. I'm gonna watch the rest
don't
of
have
my
to go to
meetings
work.
on Zoom.
Well, the
I
same
don't have to go
argument
to
can be
work.
made for allowing them to attend Zoom by Zoom.
Yeah, I think-
But that's a group thing. Everybody is doing it. It's a majority. This is a special compensation for somebody who's not going to be at the meeting. Isn't the
Okay.
Rotary meeting supposed to be one of meeting people, sharing thoughts,
Fellowship.
fellowship?
Yeah.
And so how do you fellowship and how do you even know that they watched it?
Well,
Here's
let
the-
me
And
address those
and what do you do to the count? Do
Let me-
you go back and correct the minutes? Do
within
you
the
go
week-
back and
within the-
change all the numbers that this impacts?
But you see, that's, we have, is it the truth, okay?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they said that they watched it, then.
Then they watched it.
They watched
And,
it. Now-
and let me point out also that we do allow credit for attendance of a meeting if you participate in a service project.
Mhm.
Now, Dolores didn't really know that. I explained it to her last week. So she's gonna start, keeping a record of that, just as Randy did. And it only benefits the club. It doesn't benefit the member. And so why would people, I can't imagine it would be used much. It would be used only by a few members who want to be very diligent and
And
keeping
highly
up with what's
motivated.
going on and watching the
That's right.
meeting and reporting it.
There is
I
that
think it
thing.
would be rarely used.
Right, and two things. One, you raise a very good point. How do we define attending a meeting? And I think it ultimately is decided by Rotary International. And I think they would say that Zoom's okay, because there are clubs that only meet on Zoom.
Well, then why don't we check with them and find out what they
Yeah,
say?
but that's Zoom live. You're there live, you're on your laptop or whatever. What she's talking about is, I'm not on live, but I'll look at it.
I'll look at it
3 or 4
after the
days
fact.
later.
Well, they've got e-clubs in
Yeah,
Rotary.
Now, how do you validate that they actually looked at it?
So
Is it the
Is it
truth?
the
is
truth?
it the truth? We trust our members.
We trust
I don't
them.
trust you all the time.
Right.
So the other point I want to make is that one of the issues that we face is that the people frequently, the people we most want as members are going to have seasons when they can't attend. And Betty Bivens is a fabulous example.
Yeah.
President of Eastern Shore Rural Health and she has other boards that she's on.
Right.
And she knows, and she's very organized.
Does she know,
And
that-
she knows that in the next 3 months, it's gonna
Does
be
she-
really tough.
does she know that if she does a lot of traveling, that, it's real easy to find another club and go to
Yeah.
their meeting if it fits into their schedule too.
Right.
I mean, a lot
That
of
is a
people
good-
don't, a lot
I'll
of people
talk-
don't know that.
I'll talk
She
to
knows.
Betty,
I mean,
but
you
she
go-
does know
She
about
knows.
makeup.
She knows.
You got the app you can put on your phone, and it'll show you where all the clubs
Oh,
are.
yeah.
The other thing too is you can take a leave of absence.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Then
She
you
doesn't
want
want to
it.
do that. In fact, she's paying full participating.
Everything.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
That's a good point. She's paying to be here
Right,
and
but
not eating the food.
that's the thing.
So,
If you're saying you're going to watch a recorded video, then damn it, yeah, you gotta pay. Because you're saying you're still a member and you're participating and you want us to check off the box you were at the meeting, you better be paid.
that's right. And
Yeah,
you don't eat the food, you eat the cost.
yeah.
Is she retired? What's her traveling related
Well,
to?
she's
Oh, she's
sort of
busy.
retired, but she's very busy.
She's
just like Bill
got
Payne.
she's got a kind of a side business. She's an expert on medical billing.
Yeah, but that's what
She
her business
consults.
was, so she hasn't retired?
Well, it's like me.
No,
They
I don't
keep
know.
calling
She's a
back.
consultant.
That's
Yeah.
Oh, consulting, okay, all right, okay, so,
Some people do take time up. Joan Natale, she was gone for several weeks and I think last year, couple months or so.
I'm gonna be gone for 3
Yeah,
weeks.
so-
I'm gonna call you and let you know that I watched it.
I
I
don't
wanna
know.
bring
Well,
out-
is it true? Is it the truth?
Up to a point, yes.
That's the truth.
Reggie's another very busy guy, and he, you do that.
Put it behind your back and say, encourage people to take.
No, we
a
don't.
leave of absence.
No,
Because
we
once you
don't.
take a leave of absence, it's tough sometimes to get
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
engaged.
And you want to encourage
Right.
people to keep up with going on, and if they
Yes,
want to
yeah.
watch the meeting, that's great. It's a great way to keep up.
It is.
And they
I'm
ought to get,
okay with it,
we
if
get,
you get
for them, all they get
Rotary
is was to check a
International.
box. Why not?
to say they're all, it's okay, it's acceptable.
They probably will.
You all always got these thoughts, they probably will. I don't think so. What's your truth? Where is your fact? You all always got some idea about something and you can't prove it.
Yeah.
Well,
I have a sense of Rotary philosophy.
That's an institutional, right?
He's been in it so long. He's brainwashed. Okay, this is good. I think we should create a new board position called chaplain / philosopher. And I know just the person.
Oh, God.
Okay, thank you very much.
You
So,
keep
let's see
a
here.
watch about people wanting in, because Bill Murphy said he would join late.
No, he didn't show up.
Okay.
Okay, I think that pretty much does it. Hey there, Walter.
Come here, Walter.
Good morning.
So how about the budget? We can't.
Oh, the budget.
Well, we can't vote on it unless we got a quorum.
Well,
No strength.
We can ask for a vote on through email.
yes, we can.
Please review and email your yay or nay.
Yeah, or questions.
Is that in your bylaws that you can do electronic voting?
Yes, ma'am. It is.
I will check it out.
Well, you should know that, Jackie. You should know that.
What?
You've read the bylaws.
I read parts. I read parts of it.
It was a rhetorical question.
Okay,
All right.
The only person here that's on the board that is intimately familiar with what you and I talked about this job. So, I mean, I mean, did you go through a full presentation? I sent it to everybody.
Okay, what do I mean? It's there, we're following it, it's been published, it's been circulated to the board, right?
Circulated.
So everybody in this room got a
So
copy.
we just have to adopt it, and I would
Did you
suggest
read
that we
Adopt
table it and we have the full presentation
look at
next.
that?
Is that all right?
Sure.
Is
we've
that,
never-
is that okay?
October is when we generally approved it the last several years, actually.
Oh, no,
I
that's
thought we
fine.
were ahead of the schedule this time.
Okay,
but-
okay. So the budget presentation is tabled to October.
Okay.
Is there anything else for the good of the order?
I sent you an email, if you recall, on the retention. Are you all familiar with retention tables?
Do?
I know detention tables rather intimately, but
It has to do with data and how long you keep it. And most companies, organizations have a retention table, especially if you're a business and you're doing invoices and stuff like that. And the government has a retention table. Now, I didn't have any use for Dropbox until I joined this organization. And I didn't realize that Dropbox resides on your machine, on your laptop or your computer. So it's taking up space. And you guys have 1,001 things in the Dropbox that don't need to be in there. And if you look at how much space it's taken up, it's too much for I don't want to buy a new computer so I can
It's
use
not taking
Dropbox.
up space on your computer.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it
It
does.
resides on your
It does.
computer. Go there and check your
Yeah.
apps that you have, the applications that you have. It's right there. And let me tell you, it takes up a lot of space. When you are keeping treasury reports that go back 9 years, monthly, yearly, they go back 12. When you have minutes that go back 9 years, when you have membership, I can go on.
Yeah, no, but it's nothing like organizations that I've been in that have a lot of pictures in there.
We don't care about
which
that.
takes
That's
up-
not what we're
That's what
talking
takes
about.
up a huge amount of space.
That is true. Pictures do.
You know,
So-
I have Dropbox and I have to pay an extra $149 a year.
Yeah,
Well,
because
that's
you
what
have
she
so
wants to
much
avoid.
stuff on it.
And I want to
Yeah.
avoid it too.
And, but that means that somebody has got to, it's not that, I'm not volunteering for
Google
it.
Drive.
But-
Also, a lot of people now
They will clean it for you.
are switch it over from Dropbox to Google Drive.
All right. But anyway, so the government's retention schedule typically is, everything is about 7 years, except for stuff that you have to keep permanently, like your taxes. And I know about this because I have done a retention schedule for an organization that I volunteer.
Would you
for.
like to do that for Rotary?
No, but, because I'm doing stuff with other organizations similar to this, and I don't want to do everybody's procedures, policies and procedures. But my point is that somebody needs to be, or a committee needs to look at the Dropbox and decide what we don't want to keep based on what we decide our retention periods are, because it takes up too much computer space.
I would suggest that Jim appoint you and me to be that committee.
Okay, I'll tell you how it's done.
It's over. This is what you live with, isn't it?
Welcome to my world, right?
Oh, you have the same kind of world? An organized movement?
Yeah, even the shelves are organized alphabetically.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Okay, I will
There is
ask-
one other
May I
thing
have one?
As
one
related
comment?
to that,
that
'cause
I
I have one.
no. That I have to the agenda, the separate item.
Oh, separate item, all right.
Brad, do you
I
have
will
one
ask
quick
one
one?
thing, however.
Okay,
I would ask that you look into the relationship between how much is on someone's computer and how much they've downloaded from Dropbox, because I suspect that part of what's going on is that an archive, Dropbox is building an archive of documents on your computer.
Mhm.
And
I'll
that
never- And it's, and
it
and
has
it
to be
syncs
purged.
everybody's computer. If you're online.
I'm not what I'm
Yeah.
saying is it
That's the
doesn't
question that
sync.
I have. I mean, the applications are obviously, and something that we download would be there. My question is, are we absolutely sure that everything that's in the general Dropbox
Right.
automatically comes to our
Not
computer?
on mine.
I don't.
Go
Yeah, I don't
and
think so.
click on it.
What do you mean?
Every single thing that's in the Rotary Dropbox is on my computer.
Not on mine.
What isn't?
I don't see
What's
how.
that?
What's not on your computer?
None of the files unless I go up and download it onto my PC.
Same here.
No,
I have,
so-
I have 3 different organizations, Rotary, New Chief Guard.
Yeah, but if you go up
Oh.
and click on that file,
Yeah.
it shows it right away. It doesn't have to download it.
You have to sign, I know, I have to sign into Dropbox and stuff,
Yeah, I just.
but you're telling me that, but I don't know where those files reside.
You can open
Go
and
to-
view it,
go
and
to your-
not necessarily download.
Here's what happens, I think.
Mhm.
If you are signed into Dropbox, and I am all the time,
Me too.
I don't sign out.
Mhm.
Then your files and everybody else that signed in at the time are all the same. Because I see my Dropbox
Okay. well,
syncing and upload and
You see, I don't,
when somebody else changes a file, I get a notice that that file is being changed and it's changing on my computer.
you know,
I do too.
that I used to do that because it automatically had created a folder that says Dropbox. But I don't use that anymore. I deleted that.
Why?
Why? Because I sign into Dropbox. And if I like a file, then I download it. And I don't do it that way because first of all. I
Oh,
have
so
a
you
problem.
don't have them on your computer because you choose not to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, where does Dropbox live on your computer?
It does.
It doesn't.
So where is
I mean, I
it?
have to go to, I go to
The app is
I don't even
online.
use the app that much, but I go to Dropbox.com and that's.
Oh, you on the Dropbox's website?
That's what I.
Yeah, that's what I,
Just like your email account, the app is online and all the emails you're looking at are being pulled from the email server and you're just looking at it as a picture. You're
Right.
not
So it's-
downloading on your email.
So you're just downloading it from the cloud. It's always
Right.
also exists in the cloud.
yeah, it's all on the cloud, yeah.
Yeah, you have to show me that.
So you're right, but I had that Dropbox icon there. and I
Yeah.
just deleted it.
The reason that I bring this up is that if it isn't, if Dropbox is only downloading what you choose
Mhm,
rather than the whole thing,
mhm.
it's possible for something for a couple of years of records to be deleted, but it not to have an impact on what's stored on your
Mhm.
computer.
Well,
So we would be doing something without solving the problem. So I would just start with the technical question to see whether we even need, whether that's something, whether, the time involved in going through all these records is really necessary.
yeah, you know.
And if
all
it
that stuff.
is, then fine, have at it.
But listen, when I open a file in Dropbox, if I copy that file to my computer,
And you can do that.
now I have two with the same name, and I have this problem now. I can't delete the one that I saved on my computer because if I delete it, I'm deleting the one from Dropbox.
Chuck,
See, you
your
have,
expertise,
Yeah.
your technical expertise
Yeah.
may be needed.
Well-
Could we include you in this little
Yeah.
group
Yeah.
and ask you before they,
And maybe
before
John.
they,
too.
before they start,
Okay.
you'll check it, you'll check it
But
out.
I wouldn't want to address mentorship.
But to say you have two files that are exactly the same on your PC, you can't do that.
No, I have one, yeah, one is in Dropbox and one is in a folder that I
Then
created.
you're automatically downloading it when you open it. You have something set that you're automatically downloading it.
Okay, seeing is
There's our
believing, so
quarter.
we need to be in front of it so you can see what I'm talking about.
Okay, so yeah, so now we can vote on the mentorship.
Oh, been on the mentorship, good.
Mike,
So
can I have share screen?
the chair, Al, you have a vote. You are now our quorum. So would the chair would entertain a motion to
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
approve the minutes as submitted
You're-
by
you
our
can
excellent
get on.
secretary?
I'll second it.
So you're putting, so it's been proposed, and will you second?
I'm not on board.
Will you second?
Sure.
There you go. All in
Wait, how
favor,
many
say
board
aye.
members are here?
Aye.
1, 2, 3, 4?
Yes, on a 7-member board.
Okay.
We need your vote.
Yes, he said yes.
Raise your
Oh, he
hand.
said yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
But-
good. Unanimously accepted. Minutes. Now, the mentorship.
Where?
We had about 8 minutes before the.
Okay. And our speaker is going to arrive any minute too.
What
For
is
some
this?
reason.
What, you
I
looking,
think-
you looking for this? Is that what you?
Yes.
Here's a copy, here's a copy. Can't
No, I
you use
want to
that?
show it to everybody.
Well,
We can.
they can't see it. Just talk about it.
We're short on time, so give us the
Okay.
elevator
Well, I
presentation.
sent this to the board and chairs. They, basically, Bill Murphy and Betty Bidmans and I
Oh, my
were,
goodness.
were appointed as the subgroup of the membership committee to work on a list of things that new members are supposed to do within the
Mhm.
first 6 months of membership. And this is because we've assigned mentors to new members, but mentors, as best I can tell, have hardly ever done anything because they didn't really know what they were supposed to do. All right. So the membership committee would like to have a program in which mentors will help their mentees complete a set of things to do within their first 6 months of membership to educate them about Rotary and to really get them more involved in the club. And the purpose is to get them more involved in the club and therefore to retain them as members. All right. Now, we worked on this. Hey, Mitty, we worked on this set of the new member checklist and presented it to the membership committee. The membership committee approved it, and I would like to present it to the board for approval and get this program going. We think it would be a very educational thing for everybody in the club because we've got a lot of new members that have come in the last few months. They've been assigned mentors, but I don't think anybody's done anything. Some of them may not even remember that they're mentors. But we're gonna then we would have a mentor training because a lot of the mentors don't even know how to do these things themselves, such as get on DAC-DB, get on Rotary International's website. A lot of our members don't know how to do that. A lot of our members haven't updated their file in DAC-DB, including all their personal data and their picture and such as that. And we think that the club would benefit by bringing all of these things up to date and to establish this program. There's there's 8 sort of requirements that need to be completed
And they
under
are just really
the help
quickly.
with the help of the mentor
Good.
in the first 6 months.
What are those?
And then some other strongly recommended things that to be done in the next 6 months. They are reading the booklet Rotary Basics, which we can order from
Yep.
Russell
Hampton?
and for about $6 each. And it's also available free actually on the internet, but we want to give everybody a little booklet, learn about Rotary. Meet with your mentor and learn how to sign on to DAC-DB, et cetera, Rotary International. Have the fireside chat, which is already a requirement. Serve as a greeter for a month, or at least 3 times, which sometimes it can be over a month, more than a month. Join at least one club committee and attend at least 2 of its meetings if possible.
Right.
Attend at least one board of directors meeting during that 6 months.
Yep.
So you can learn about how the club does business. present a brief autobiography, which they are required to do, participate in at least one club service project, easy to do. That's it. But at least it's a formal set of things that the mentees will learn to do, as will the mentors.
The only question I
Good.
have is, what if you don't complete it within 6 months? What happens then?
Nothing.
You get.
We're nominating a new tar and feather.
You
committee.
get your mentor gets a demerit.
Blame it on that.
Blame it on me. What do you say? Blame it on-
Okay.
So, I move that the board adopt the mentorship program as recommended by the membership committee.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Yeah, I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye. All opposed?
It's unanimous.
It's unanimous.
Okay, the other question is, how far back do we go? And my recommendation would be that we had a meeting. Actually, it was further back than I remembered. It was May 10th,
What
where
year?
a lot of mentors volunteered to be mentors of several of the new members. I volunteered to be Jackie Chapman's mentor.
Oh, my God.
Bill Payne volunteered to be Chip Miller's mentor. Chip might not even have known that, but.
And we've done all those things.
I think that everybody, that all the mentors that were assigned at that meeting, and any new members that came in after that, be a part of this program starting today. The 6 months starts running today.
Okay, okay. Oh, I'm so looking forward to working with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 minutes to the start of the regular meeting. So if anyone needs to take a break, this is the time to do it. If there is nothing else for the good of the order, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. I see a head nodding.
Yeah.
So I have a motion on the floor. Who seconds? Al. So for the benefit of Dolores, move